Jesus loved the little children, all the children of the world, red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loved the little children of the world. Hey, everybody! So at the Jones Show. I'm here. It is the evening edition, baby. Yeah. It's another one of those days. Another one of those days where we talk about another one of those things. It is another one of those tragic things that happened in the city of Chicago. This should not surprise any of you out there. And those of you out there who think Chicago has gone absolutely stone crazy, well, we've been stone crazy for a long time through our politics. Chicago is known as the Windy City, not because of its wind, but it's known as the Windy City because of its politics. It is a phrase coined back in the 1800s because of the windbags. We have been known to be very corrupt, not just Chicago, but the state of Illinois. All right? The thing that's been going on with this whole freezer thing, this horrible accident / possible purpose has been stirring up Chicago and our news and in our not just here in Chicago, but across the country, if not the world. It has been in the center, the forefront of our attention. And many of the things that we need to be focusing on are not being focused on. Today, what I want to do is go a different way. I'm going to talk about an issue that some of you not talking about. Some of you are going to be upset with this show today, but that is the nature of the beast of Sir Walter Jones. That's what I do. You're going to be upset because I'm going to kind of give you a history of what's going on here, but I'm going to take you to another place, and that place is in your home. I'm talking to you parents. I'm talking about you mothers, and I'm talking about you absentee fathers, or the ones that are in the home. I'm talking to you, all right? Let me say something, catch you up, okay? Now, this thing here, y'all already know about it, but just recently, my dear friend, Andrew Holmes, he's been on my show a couple times, okay? I walk the streets with him every now and then when I get a chance. A young woman was found in the freezer in the suburban town of Rosemont here in Chicago. For those of you who don't live here, Chicago activist Andrew Holmes said today that he did see the video. It was shown, the surveillance video, and it showed that the 19-year-old Kenneka, I can never say her name right, Jenkins, alone in the basement. She was alone. It says he says the video shows her alone walking into that freezer. At times she is shown stumbling around. Holmes believes it was in an effort to find a door to the staircase to get back up to the lobby. Holmes said he saw Jenkins open the door to an old freezer, which apparently was not in use anymore. So it was not cold, okay? He said it appears that way. And this is WGN kind of brought this thing out. The freezer door did not have a lock, and it had a mechanism to open the door from the inside. So many people have been talking about this. So many Facebook Lives and YouTube Lives and pre-recordeds have been going on. I did a show yesterday when I was talking to the millennials about it. All of us want to know. We feel horrible because this daughter could have been our daughter. It could be my daughter. I have a biological daughter, and I have daughters that I have adopted. They're a little older and younger and same age as this young lady. It's horrible. It's a horrible tragedy no matter what happened. But I'm going to take you to a place, though. I'm going to take you to some things that I be seeing on my TV here, which going to, again, kind of piss some of you black folks off, because you are part of the problem. Yes, you are. You're part of the problem. I turned on Fox News, Fox 32, okay, 12 o'clock, and what were they talking about the first 5 minutes of Fox News? It was something tragic happened. Tragic happened by the actions of who? Black people. by the actions of young black people, millennials, is driving this city crazy. Oh, y'all ain't gonna like this. You're not gonna like this show at all. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show you what I saw on Fox News. Then I'm gonna show you what I just saw on WGN News on my TV. Okay? And I'm gonna take you through I'm gonna just join me and take you through a journey here to show you something that y'all not looking at. Okay? Now watch this. Now here.
Police have charged a 19-year-old woman with DUI for a crash in University Village. One person was killed in that accident. It happened early Monday morning. The impact was so powerful it sent a tire through the window of Holy Family Catholic Church. Police say Jalen Ford was driving 90 miles an hour when she crashed. They also say she was drinking alcohol and smoking marijuana. One of her passengers was killed. The other broke their spine, were told, in 4 places. A concealed carry holder stops an armed robbery in progress out in the south suburbs. Police say a 20-year-old man tried to hold up an auto parts store in Dalton when another customer pulled out a concealed weapon and shot him. The would-be robber is currently in critical condition. Dalton police are now investigating. Police are hoping this picture will help lead them to the teenagers who mugged an 80-year-old woman in Lincoln Park on Tuesday. Police say the teenagers shoved her from behind, knocking her to the ground, then allegedly grabbed her purse and ran down an alley. Luckily, the elderly woman was not seriously injured.
That's how our news in Chicago starts off. Every day. In the morning, 6 a.m. Black people running rampant. Midday news around 12. Black people running rampant. 4 o'clock. Black people running rampant. 5 p.m. Black people running rampant. 10 p.m. tonight. Black people running rampant. Here's the funny thing about this. It ain't funny, but funny. They act like ain't no white people committing any crimes in the city of Chicago. It is the narrative that the news love to see. They love to visit, going to places where they know certain crimes are happening, and they're going to come into your neighborhood. You're going to see a helicopter flying over your neighborhood because some nigga is doing something again to cause white folks to be nervous. I'm trying to tell you. Now watch this. This was on WGN. Okay? Because y'all making white folks nervous. You're making them nervous. This WGN right here. Watch this.
Well, we've heard a lot about dealerships and rental lots being broken into and a string of cars stolen. Well, tonight's WGN investigates what's the state of car thefts in our city. You're about to see a piece of video that is stunning. Take a look. Surveillance video of a quiet lot is the beginning. Here we go. Watch as a pack of men stream in. They load into cars, using one to back into a van, push it out of the way, and make their getaway. It's the first time you see this video. WGN Investigates just obtained it, and we should probably look at it again. Here we go. Take a look. Just like a Hollywood movie, gone in 60 seconds, except it took them 2 minutes, 120 seconds. The keys are left in the car, making it easy for these thieves to get away. And that's one case.
Yeah. And that went on for about a good 5 minutes. This piece here is 5 minutes long. Go to WGN.com, all right? Black folks, notice she used the word a pack. And at the end of the thing, the man that was sitting next to her said, they're like roaches on food. Bunch of monkeys. Oh, come on. This is happening not just in Chicago. It's happening in your town as well. All right? So many car thefts. These boys and girls are going into the neighborhoods and purposely going into white neighborhoods. All right? What is going on? This is the narrative here. What is going on? It's freaking out white folks. Freaking them out. These are your kids. These are latchkey kids. These are the kids that are unchurched. I'm not saying that church keeps people from committing crime, because I know a lot of church folk who do it, but it sure do help some of them. All right? These are the kids where the parent says, I'm done. I can't do nothing. Father walked away. He was a sperm donor. He gone. Mama got 2 and 3 jobs. She's trying to make it. And this is what's happening right now. Your kids are doing this. And then when they get in trouble, you go down there and say, that ain't my kid. That ain't Firestarter. That little pistol starter Johnson, that ain't him. My boy would never do anything like that. Okay? Now, here's the thing. I put up a post that said, lip boy, okay? If you would just stop acting a fool and breaking in my house, raping my daughter, and then jumping out the back window, I call the police catch you, and then there's a scuffle, and then he shoots you. Now, all we see was a white man killing a black man. But that fool broke in my house and raped my daughter. All right? So guess what happens? Black Lives Matter comes to the city. They rally around, and all these other folk who don't even know the case, here they come. Now they're getting ready to destroy and bomb and throw Molotov cocktails, if that's the word, into the only grocery store left in my town. Why? Because some thug, some fool, some demonic, I almost called him a few names. I just want to call him that nigga right there. Yes, I said it. This is a thug. But what's going to happen? Black America is going to march in the street on behalf of this thug. Now, I said that on Facebook, and y'all called me a coon. You called me a white lover. You said that look at him. He voted for Donald Trump. He Republican. Look at him. You are part of the problem. They were saying that to me. But you see, many of the ones who said that didn't have the issue of niggas robbing me. I got robbed several times. By who? Fools you call niggas. I hate that word. I know. But I'm only quoting it because that's what y'all are using. Y'all use it as a terms of endearment. My nigga. Now white folks, little young white folks are using that. All right? Them the ones. I lived in Chicago most of my lives. Ain't no white man ain't ever robbed me on the street. He might have robbed me through the IRS or robbed me on my paycheck or something like that. But ain't no. Black boy walked up to me with a sawed-off rifle and robbed me. Black boy broke in my house a couple times and robbed me. You see, black boy attacked me and stabbed me in the face and in the back and the chest, left me on the streets to die. Black boy. And you expect me? I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't marching with all of y'all. That ain't happening. The problem I see here is poor parenting. That poor little girl joined a party at that hotel. That poor little girl was not an innocent little girl, okay? Because I know people who know people, all right? She wasn't as innocent as y'all think. But there's nothing that she could have done that deserved her to be dead today, all right? And she joined a party of fools and thugs. And every time I turn around, I turn on the TV and I see y'all allowing your kids to go to these parties and these little house parties and these hotel parties and these clubs, and somebody go in there, spray mace and shoot up everybody. This don't make any sense. And I'm tired of it. I thank God I raised my kids the way I did. And then you get these people who don't know to see. When I see stories like this, I try to be quiet until I know the facts. I try my best. So I ain't talking about what I think is fact and what is fiction, because I don't know the story. Andrew Holmes said he saw the video. I don't think the man would have just lied like that. I know what Jedediah Brown said. Jedediah Brown, there's a young man who out there on the street trying to make a better life for the rest of us, and I applaud him. All right, he ain't perfect, but I applaud him. Now he and Andrew Holmes are going down. Activists are going against activists over the actions of these young people and acting foolish in a hotel room. They paid. This was a revenge type death thing. Y'all like, what's that? Well, do y'all remember the story? Matter of fact, let me show it to you. Y'all remember the story of Tyshawn Lee? You remember Tyshawn Lee here in Chicago? Right here? Okay, that story there, Chicago man arrested. Remember, this fool right here killed that little boy in the alley. Let me find the boy right here. Remember him? Y'all remember him? Yeah. These gangs here in Chicago don't give two dead flies about life. They don't care. They don't care. They will kill you today, go get a sandwich, go to bed, sleep calm at night, forget they even murdered you, and wake up the next morning to see who else they could devour and murder. This is a demonic spirit, and we're trying to fight this demonic spirit in the natural. That boy, they went and lured that boy in the alley and shot him execution style in the head. Why? Not because of the little boy, but because of the little boy's father. So guess what they did with this girl? This girl's brother had did something. So they lured this girl into the hotel room so they can gang rape her. They was going to pay the people who lured her in there $2,000 or something like that. And it was a gang rape gone bad. That's what we're dealing with, y'all. We're dealing with minors acting like adults. It's bad, y'all. It's bad. So they got my good friend, Commissioner Larry Rogers is on the scene. Now, he's been on my show a few times. This is Commissioner Larry Rogers Jr. All right, he has now taken the case. Okay, again, some of you may recognize him. He's on the Sir Walter Jones show quite a bit. All right, and so here we go. I'm gonna see if I can find a way and call him and see if we can figure out. I want to pray with him. I want to pray with Larry Rogers. He's a godly man, and I want to make sure that he let the Lord use him. Now, then you've got these people who are putting these videos up. Here's another one here. Okay, watch this.
Some of the other top stories we're following for you on this Thursday.
All right.
At least 24
okay, I'm going to show you all this.
Students have been killed in a fire.
All right. Let me show you this one right here. Okay. You got these people. She demonstrating. Let me fast forward.
Yeah, the little girl got killed. Okay. Okay, so listen, y'all. Look at this now. Y'all follow me. Follow my lead. This is the freezer, the same freezer that they said this little girl that was under the influence, that was drunk, that opened this freezer and put herself into this freezer. Bianca, come and watch how I open this and hold this freezer. Now the freezer was new. Now she under the influence, y'all. She's drunk.
Right, so how can she do that?
So how do this little 85-pound girl that's under the influence, that can barely walk, they said when they're in the camera, she could barely walk in the highway.
Correct.
Ain't no way.
That mother car just
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. How did this close?
right.
Ain't no way.
Right.
How did she shut
Because
herself?
we don't shut ours. We leave it open.
Yeah, but she could shut this if she wanted to. Look how it's made. Ain't no way for her to shut this unless she come back down and shut it.
Correct.
Let me show y'all one more time. Now this little girl, she can't shut it from inside. Again, y'all. Dr. Bianca.
Yep, I got you.
Again, y'all.
You gotta use force.
Gotta use force.
Gotta use
So open
force.
up that freezer.
Okay, all right. We got all kind of investigative reporters popping up all over the place. You know, just all over the place.
Same type
All right?
of freezer.
Now, the Crowne Plaza. The Crowne Plaza. I stayed at that hotel a few times. Yep, Shantae, everybody's an investigator. And I'm getting tired of all these people not getting paid for their investigative reports. I stayed at the Crowne Plaza. It's one of my favorite places to stay. It's a great place, okay? Now, unfortunately, there's going to be a lawsuit that goes forward because of negligence, because that place should not have been open like that, where people can just roam down there and just go in there and die. All right? That should not. Now, here's the problem. And I'm saying here is the problem. And the purpose of this video that I'm doing right now is I'm tired of you black people. I'm tired of you black people not knowing what's going on. You should have just waited waited and waited. Let the powers that be do what they do. Let the activists do what they do, because you always want to all of a sudden be an activist all of a sudden. You ain't never been out there on the street for nothing, so you see something suspicious because a little black girl died. Now you want to be an activist all of a sudden, and you surround that hotel not knowing nothing. Hotel now is losing a whole lot of money, a whole lot of money. Why? Because some young, crazy little kids wanted to go down to that establishment and shut it down because they wanted to act a fool in the hotel room. Now we want the hotel to be shut down. For what? For what? God he ain't into y'all's tears. He ain't into y'all crying. He ain't into emotions. God is not into emotions. God is into truth. And I see too much of that, especially from you ladies. You're weeping and you're crying and you're gnashing of teeth, and then you turn around and do something stupid. You men are just as guilty, if not as more guilty. You crying and y'all don't cry, men. Y'all just do stupid stuff. And then you go to God and ask him to get you out of a hole you dug yourself into. God is not into all that emotion of man. We got upset because a little girl died. Our emotions got the best of us. It's human nature. I cried because I got children. I cried for that little girl and I cried for that mother. But when I got through crying, I said, Walter, don't you dare leave this house and go down there marching around the Crowne Plaza. Not me. That ain't happening. I'm going to wait for the toxicology reports. I'm going to wait for the videos to come out. And I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be quiet as much as I can. But I could not be quiet on this because y'all are so silly that y'all keep marching and behind Black Lives Matter and all these other people and try to protect some thug, when you find out that this thug did try to shoot at the cop and that thug got shot, now you don't know what to say, so you figure you cover your emotion up. Well, maybe the cop should have just tased him. Shut up. Shut up. I get it. We've been in turmoil for hundreds of years. I get it. Since 1619, we have not yet been really free from our minds of oppression. I get it. Just because they freed the slaves don't mean nothing. That's because Jim Crow and desegregation don't mean nothing. We still got new Jim Crow. We still got the prison industrial system. We still got it. We're still oppressed in many kind of ways. We still can't find jobs. We still can't live in certain areas, okay? We still don't get the business loans from these white banks. We still don't get it. So we feel oppressed, and then we get profiled and followed around town because we're driving while black. I get it. But just because every time a boy gets shot by a cop, does that mean every boy who got shot by a cop is an angel? I ain't marching until I know exactly what happened. I ain't doing it. I ain't joining you fools. I ain't doing it. Not me. No, not I. There's not a one like me. I ain't doing it. All right? So I sit back and wait and say, my heart goes out to this child. But I'm not going to be foolish. I'm going to wait to hear the whole matter, because some of y'all are going to be embarrassed when you find out that the truth is not what you thought. And then these fake Facebook posts are popping up everywhere. Folk just make stuff. How you think we got Donald Trump in office? Facebook, fake news. That's the only thing I agree with him on, that is fake news. All right, fake news popped up everywhere, and y'all agree with it. And y'all, I'm tired of y'all inboxing me all this, pass it on, pass this on, pass that on. Stop inboxing me. I'm gonna start blocking all y'all. You're getting on my nerve. You're sending me the same freaking videos. I'm tired of it. You ain't checked the facts. Some of these videos are 6, 7, 10 years old. Some of y'all just signed on to Facebook thinking this is brand new stuff. Man, we've been watching this stuff since 2006. Stop showing me this stuff about Donald Trump and here's a KKK, and a KK here, KKK there, and Donald Trump is standing behind a cross with a flame. Man, that's Photoshop. Please, you conspiracy theorists, I need you to read a little bit more. Can you watch the news just a little bit more and turn off that mess on TV, these reality shows? Black people, you are dying. You're being destroyed. You are imploding. You are financially bankrupt. Because you always pay attention to one thing. You got tunnel vision, and America is just going to continue for the rest of the I don't know, the state of the country. They're going to continue to step on you because they know you're ignorant. And you don't want to do better. You don't even, I keep saying this, you don't even know what your FICO score is. And if it's low, you ain't gonna do nothing about it. You think because you work on a 9 to 5, you got job security. Please. Who cares if you got this house and car? You don't own it. You got 30-year mortgage on that sucker. Be quiet. You got a $600 a car note. Shut up. You don't own it. Just because you've been on your job for 10, 15, 20 years means nothing. That job can shut down like this. Now what you going to do? You're going to be standing in that line where the government got to pay you. All right? You're going to turn 65, and then you're going to be relying on Social Security, which ain't going to be there when you get there. So you're going to be pulling from the government. Pulling from the government. You don't own crap. You are financially, mentally, and spiritually broke. And then you're going to march out there, act like you've always been out there marching. Oh, free Pookie, free Pookie, free. Shut up. You need to free your mind, free your finances. Where your children at? Where they at? Where they at? It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? No, you don't. You have no idea where they are. Well, they're in the house. Well, what they doing in the house? They got a lock on their door. They got a laptop and desktops and they got cell phones, and you not allowed even in that room. And when you go to work in the morning, you don't know what that kid's doing all day long. And that kid might have been one of those that's in that hotel room getting ready to murder that girl. I'm tired of it. I ain't marching with none of yous. I ain't marching with none of yous. I don't care. Block me. Block me. I don't care. Report me to Facebook. I don't care. Of course, Facebook is loving this because they love it. They love it when we are divided. They love it. If I was talking about white folk, Facebook will be getting all kind of notices at Zuckerberg's office. Zuckerberg, there's a nigga talking about white folks again. You might want to shut him down, block him, do something, a nigga alert. But when I talk about the plight of black folk, Facebook gonna say, leave it up, leave him alone. He's doing a great work for us. He's an evangelist for us. Leave him alone or worship Sir Walter Jones because he's talking about his own folks. Ask me how I know. Shantae right here, right now, Shantae couldn't do Facebook Lives for a long time. You know why she couldn't do no Facebook Lives for a long time? Because she was sitting there reading from Dr. Martin Luther King. All she was doing was reading from his writings. And Facebook said, we can't allow that. That's freeing the people's minds. Block her. And they blocked her. Am I right, Shantae? She there? Dr. Boyce Watkins was trying to tell people, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Where your bucket, where you are. Cash the buckets where you are. He's talking about the stock market and financial security and insurance and all these things. And Facebook said, we can't allow that. And they shut him down. I'm telling y'all the truth. Facebook ain't gonna block none of this. It's a shame. It's a catastrophe. We are dying. So this little girl is dead. And then I pray for the mama. I feel her pain. I pray for the sister. I feel her pain. But trying to sue the police and trying to sue Crowne Plaza ain't gonna find who really is responsible for this mess. Ain't gonna find who these kids who paid the money to lure this girl over there to the hotel. They got to be put on the front line and be examined. You're spending so much time trying to sue cops because they didn't let you this thing. Oh no, we got our minds on the wrong thing, and then y'all are watching this stuff, and then you building up this fury. I can see smoke coming from y'all's faces when you talk about this case. You can literally see the smoke coming from y'all's, the fury, because you are furious over Crowne Plaza and police, but you ain't furious over these little nasty kids who gang raped this girl, poisoned her. Even if she was the one who was taking drugs herself, still it was allowed, and she had a best friend who turned on her. This needs to be examined. If you are pregnant today, you getting ready to give birth to a Generation Z. I pray for your belly. You speak to your child right now. That child is in danger. That child is getting ready to be born in a world that will hate her or him, and that child will hate the world and hate God. You better. I'm talking to you pregnant ladies right now. Please, I beg you by the mercies of God. I pray, you pregnant women right now, I don't care how old you are, it don't matter. You gonna have a baby and it's gonna be a Generation Z. I don't care if it's your little baby, your little 12-year-old that's pregnant, or if you're 50 and you're pregnant, that kid is gonna be born in a Christless generation. The Antichrist they're everywhere. God says there's many antichrists out there, and that child's going to be born in a world worse than where I come up in. You better be praying over your belly, anoint your belly, talk to that baby, speak life into that baby, speak decency into that baby. I beg you, pray, fast, intercede for these pregnant mamas, because 10, 15 years from now, these are the kids who will be walking up and down these streets. And they will be the ones who's going to be responsible for the statistics of the crime going up and up and up and up. Them kids right there. Pray for them. Pray for these mamas, y'all. Please, I beg you, pray for these mamas right now. Because these are just millennials that did this right now. But these millennials are getting pregnant. And if they live in this demonic mindset, they're going to have demonic children. Pray, y'all. Pray for these babies. Please, I beg you. I beg you. Pray for them. We are getting ready to go into a season of horrific things. We're about to see stuff we've never seen. And these kids are desensitized. That's why they can go run rapid up and down the street and kill us and don't give a care. I'm grown and have grown ex-friends and families that have turned on me. That was children who have ruined their lives by allowing another to be taken. I'm trying to tell y'all, these babies are taking care of themselves because the mamas, it used to be the fathers not there. Now the mamas are not there. The mamas have been turned into these kids' best friend. So these kids are calling their mama by their first names. They're their best friends. I told y'all, I went to a liquor store a couple years ago in the neighborhood over there around Roosevelt. I walked in there because I wanted some cookies, okay? There was no decent stores. I went in there, and there was the mama and her friends, and there was that little kid that she brought in there, little boy. He must have been about 5 years old, and he was jumping up and down the heater. And the mama was trying to get her little liquor from the man with the bulletproof vest, okay? His name was Habib. Habib owned the store. You know what kind of neighborhood I was in, right? All right? And then the mama said, "Get off of that heater, boy. Get off that heater." And that boy turned to his mama and said, "F you." And I fainted. I hit the concrete. Bam! And I woke up. I said, "Oh my God, is that what that boy said? F you, mama." And guess what? Guess what the mama said to her friends in that store? I was expecting the mama to say, "What?" I was expecting her to reach around her waist like my mama did. And, my daddy, because my daddy did that. I was expecting this to come out. All right. I mean, I was expecting Black Beauty to come out and say, "Come here, boy. I'm about to teach you a lesson you've never seen in your life." I was expecting her to beat the living daylights out of her. But you know what this woman said to this boy? Or she said to her friends, she said, "Oh, did you hear what little boo-boo said? He said, F me." Oh, y'all, yeah. And her friends were like, "Girl, I heard it. He's so cute." Then I took my belt off. And I wanted to beat the hell out of those parents. I wanted so bad. I just wish that there was a law that they would reinstitute some kind of corporal punishment where a neighbor could just get his belt out and beat the living daylights out of parents. There should be a law that forbids some people not to have no kids. And that's what I saw right there. I said, please, Supreme Court, pass a law to find a way to make sure this woman right here can have no more kids. Forbid her from having no more. She don't deserve none. I walked out of there crying. I literally was in tears. I said, I can't believe it. And then it just dawned on me, that little boy who's 5 years old at that time, that was 2011. Now you do the math. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That was 6 years ago, okay? All right. What is 11 and 12 right now? That little 12-year-old boy was the same one that was in one of these videos that I just showed you. Same one robbing you. Same one. White folk can't walk down the street because they're afraid. Then you call the white man a racist. No, the white man is scared. I ain't talking about all of them. Some are racist. Some of them are just absolutely afraid. And they can't say nothing because they're afraid if they say something to that black kid, Black Lives Matter is coming. You coming. Okay? The NAACP coming. And all these pastors, they coming. Because the white man was afraid to tell this black kid, please get off my lawn. How dare you tell me go, and then pick up the phone. Mama, this white man, he racist. He don't want me standing, trampling on his daffodils. And then y'all come marching on this man's house. That's the world we live in. I'm not joining forces with none of that stupidness. Once I get the whole matter, once I get the whole picture, then I'll say, okay, Walter, now it's time to respond. You see, y'all react, but y'all don't respond. Somebody hit you in the face and you react with a slap. Somebody hit you on the knee like the doctor did and your reflex say, Pam. But none of y'all, what's wrong with you? You don't know how to respond. Respond takes patience. Response takes the Spirit of God. Response take the Spirit, the gift of the fruit of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, long suffering. That's what it takes. And y'all, every February talk about Martin Luther King and all these people who march. They march after they thought it out. They were patient. They met and they schemed and mapped things out. That's how they got things done. That's how they had laws changed and turned. They didn't just say, we're going to march on this man and beat these folk up and throw rocks and bombs in these stores. Now, the fire, oh, it's a great fire. Now, tomorrow, your mama got nowhere to buy food. Got no place to wash her clothes. No, just got no banks, okay, nothing. And you like, Mama, I sure is hungry. Well, fool, you burnt down the last store in town. Because you reacted, but you didn't respond. And that's what I'm seeing right here. All these conflicting stories come up. Well, she did this. Well, he did that to her. Well, now the video's found that she's walking in there by herself. Now, watch this. Tomorrow is going to be a whole nother story. I ain't thinking about it. Not I. Oh, no, not I. I'm not thinking about it. All I'm going to do is continue to raise my own children, and I'm going to raise yours too. Because your kids are calling me, saying, Uncle Sir, help me. My mama don't want to talk to me. My mama kicked me out. My daddy don't even exist. And guess what? I take on your children. And I don't tell y'all this all the time, but I feel a need to tell you today, I'm watching your kids. Yes, I am. They call me. And I say, don't worry, I'm going to pray with you. Now, I don't give your kids no money. I don't tell them to disobey you. No, I always send those kids back home. But if I think they're going back home to a very dangerous situation, then I have to take another action. Other than that, I tell them all the time, obey your parents. Obey your parents, for it is right. Obey your parents. Pray for them. You don't know what your father is. Your father don't want to call you. Don't worry about it. I'll be your father right now, but I want you to also pray for your father. Because in many cases, he don't know what he's doing. In many cases, he's afraid to come back home. In many cases, he don't like your mama. He's afraid of what your mama is saying in your ears about him. So he's afraid to come around. He's ashamed to come around. And you got to understand that. Pray for him. And love on him. Every now and then, send him a note. Say, Daddy, I love you. Watch how that man change. Watch how it tears him up inside for abandoning you. That's what I tell your kids that. I do that with the hope that you tell my kids something, too, that they need to hear. All right? I send money to your kids in college. Y'all don't know it. I've got all kind of addresses here. I tell these parents all the time, send me your kids' college addresses. I want to send them an encouraging word, and I send them letters of prayers to these kids, because I was in college. I remember not getting no letters, not getting no money, not getting no phone calls. After a while, it's like a person in jail. After a while, the family visit the prisoner, for maybe once a week or something like that, and before you know it, they stop coming. You put your grandmama in an old folks home, and y'all will visit the first few weeks, and then you stop coming. Kids go to college, and guess what? We stopped calling them. We stopped sending them letters. We stopped sending them monies. So I said, let me take it. I write them a letter. Sometimes I put a $10, $20 on there, and I mail it off to those kids. And they see it. They say, oh, my God, I've seen these kids call me and crying. They said, oh, my God. And I would see them during the summer months, and they would come running in my arms and say, thank you, Uncle Sir. Thank you. Because my family forgot about me. Why? I know how that feels. I was in Bethune-Cookman. I was far away, y'all, Daytona Beach. And there I was in that dorm wondering, what happened to me? Man, I don't know nobody here. I go to the mailbox, and my friends got mails coming in. I look in the mailbox, nothing. Day after day after day, it got to the point where we had to psych ourselves out. We had to mail ourselves mail. So when mail call came, okay, we went to the box, and there was mail. Who the mail was from? It was from me. I wanted my friends to see, oh, I get mail too. Let me see. No, I can't. This is a private. This is from my folks. This is from my girlfriend. I can't. I went through that through the 80s. I went through that. Your kids are going through that right now. And I ain't gonna let it happen. I can't take care of everybody's kids, but the ones that I know that I can. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put up a Facebook post and ask y'all, send me your kids' addresses. They need to hear from a real, true man of God who loves them and will pray for them. I need them to see a letter from a man of God who cares about their lives and their future and their education. And if I got the monies, I'm going to put something in that envelope. I don't care if it's $5. That's $5 they won't see from some of y'all. Put something in there and they'll see that money and say, thank you, God. Somebody's thinking about me. Here I am 1,200 miles away. That's my mission. That's what I want to do. You find something to do to save these kids. You ain't got to be the one marching out there. You all right? Because that may not be your ministry. You may not have a street ministry. That may not be yours. But the kids are on social media. They on Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat. Okay, they own these. That's where they are. Look, find where they are and minister to them there. Go somewhere to when they're having some kind of event. Find out where they are and go there. And just say, hey, I just want to pray with you right quick. Let me just pray for you right quick, okay? Just encourage them because they think y'all have abandoned them. Every time I talk to the millennials, they say, y'all don't care for us. I say, y'all who? You people, our parents, that generation. Y'all are phony. Y'all are fake. Y'all are hypocrites. We see what y'all doing behind curtains. That's what the millennials are telling us. You got to show them wrong. You got to tell them that you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. There's a remnant out there who loves you, so that they won't be found in some freezer or some hotel. Now, here we have it. White folk are looking on the TV and say, them niggas. I don't care what y'all saying about me. White folks watching the news tonight and says, there go them niggas again. That's why I'm glad we live out here up north. That's why I'm glad we live over here far west. That's why we're glad we live over here in Indiana somewhere. We're far away. But let me tell you something. Billions of dollars are getting ready to come into your neighborhoods. It's called gentrification. Y'all heard of that? Gentrification. They coming back. They're getting ready to reclaim. Like Auntie Congresswoman, okay? She said, I'm reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time. Well, that's what white folk getting ready to do to y'all's neighborhood. They say, we're reclaiming our property. We're reclaiming our property. I saw the plans where I live right here in Roseland. They getting ready to put a Whole Foods over there. They already put a Walmart over there. They put the biggest greenhouse over there, okay? They getting ready to build all this stuff over here. Why? They're not gonna put all that stuff in black neighborhoods if they think that the neighborhood's going down. White folk ain't that dumb. They don't stay wealthy for investing in poor folks. Okay? They don't invest, okay? They leech off of poor folks. If anything, that's why I see all these dialysis and Planned Parenthoods in our neighborhoods popping up everywhere. Dialysis centers. Why? Because they know these cancer centers popping up all over. Why? Because they know we don't know how to eat. They know we killing ourselves, all right? They know. They say, oh, ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. So guess what? They get ready to come up and down here and sweep up and down Roseland. They get ready to tell these folks who they think they own these homes or y'all own these homes, we about to buy you out. You is delinquent on your taxes? Oh, we about to buy these taxes from up under you. If you look up in my neighborhood, you're gonna see cameras going. Every time you turn around, you're gonna see a camera go following you. Did that camera just move? No, that's just your imagination. And you walk and that camera following you. You know why them cameras are everywhere? The 911 operator told me there's cameras all up and down your neighborhood. I said, why? Because they're coming. They're coming in. 5-10 years from now, they're very patient. Here they come. They're getting ready to sweep through there, and you ain't going to recognize that neighborhood. You better start buying. Folk talk about where I live. I say, I ain't moving till God tell me to move. I'm buying up this property. David Rogers, his church is up the street from me. He buying up this property. Why? We put our monies in these black banks. Why? We see what's coming. But y'all are caught up on these reality TV shows and all of this killing and murders and what have you. And then you're going to march in the street. Why are you out there in the street? The white man is buying up your taxes. He's sweeping through your neighborhood. While you at work, he's sweeping, and you say, I don't watch the news. I don't want to watch it because it's so much mayhem, and it's always just bad news. Okay, all right. You keep not watching it, and one day you're going to wind up somewhere in the suburbs. How did I get out here? Well, you decided that you didn't want to be informed. I think you're crazy, to be honest with you. You think I care? You know who I'm talking about. I think you crazy when you want to spend all that money on cable TV to watch sports and entertainment, and you don't want to educate your mind on what's going on around you. You got a Bible. You won't even read it. The only portion you will read it is the same portion like that boy. What's that movie that came out where they only allowed him to read slave scriptures? What was the name of that movie, y'all? The Birth of a Nation. What was his name? They only taught him this many scriptures, okay? And those were about obeying your masters. That's how y'all read the Bible. You only read prosperity scriptures. Enlarging my territory. Okay? I know the plans I have for you. Just all of these money coming to me now scriptures. So you love that. You won't read no scriptures on obedience. No, you won't. You won't read no scriptures on living holy and living right. No, you won't. You don't read that stuff. You don't read no scripture. You forgot about hell. You forgot that it even exists. You know why you forgot? Some of you don't hear it no more. You just don't hear about it anymore. Okay? You hear about heaven, but you don't hear about hell. You don't hear about the devil. You don't hear about Satan. You don't hear about Lucifer. You just don't hear about Beelzebub. You don't hear about none of that stuff. Okay? No, it don't matter to you because it don't feel good. You call the prophets to your churches to say, tell me a smooth saying. Tell me about it. I'm going to get this car. I'm going to get this house. I'm going to get this new job and this promotion. That's all you want to hear. And you just like that movie where that boy was only preaching about masters or slaves obey your masters. One day, they're going to sweep through your neighborhood and take all your stuff. And you're going to be in the suburbs where all the crime is going. They tore down all these projects in Chicago like they did most of those major cities in America. They tore down and guess what? Like roaches, like that man said on the news, roaches, they scattered. And all these crimes are happening in these prominent white neighborhoods. They like, this ain't never happened before. What's going on? Why? Here it is. Here it is. Why do they omit painful things that bring life? Come on, man. Yes. Get yourself together and your credit straight so you can purchase because anybody's green. Come on. White folks, wake up. Their money. See, you want to make a white man cry? You want to make a white man gnash at teeth? You want to make a white man have a heart attack? Take his money from him. Tell him he done lost in the stock market. Tell him his 401k has been chopped in half. You want to make a white man nervous? How do you win? You talk about his money. Take his money. Take his money. Watch him cry. See, they call us colored folks, but them white folks, they turn all kind of colors. They turn yellow back there. They turn red. They turn blue and they turn pink. They turn all kind of colors, don't they? Them the real color folks. Take their money. Watch what happens. That's the only way they're going to hear you. Mess with their money. How do you mess with wild black folks? Mess with their TV. Mess with their car. Mess with their house. Mess with their food. That's how you get white folk, or black folks. That's how you get their attention. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Mess with their cell phones. That's how you get them. Go down there to the Nike store. Air Jordan's getting ready to drop. Tell them you can't buy them right now. Mess with them. That's how you get black folks' attention. Gets on my nerves. There are business owners right here. I see them. They're here. I see Natalie Wade. Natalie Wade is an entrepreneur. Okay? Natalie Wade, let me tell y'all something. Now, I'm not doing it because I know her. I'm doing this because I'm concerned about you. You black people. I'm so concerned about you that I want to cry right now, but I just can't show it. All right? She's just one of several of them. Natalie Wade posts about credit repair almost every day. She posts about credit repair. And guess what y'all do? You ignore it. You're like, here's another get-rich-quick scheme. Here's another one talking about some pyramid this. Here's another one talking about direct market. Here's another one. But you got a 420 FICO score. You won't call and ask her, listen, I ain't got no money right now, but can you help me? Can you encourage me? What can I do? No, you won't. You ignore Natalie Wade's information. You ignore it. I went to her sessions on Wednesday, and the place was packed. These men and women were dressed in their suits. They were sharp, y'all. And they were up in there making money. You hear what I'm saying? And some folks when they say, oh, no, there's something wrong. Why is it when you see a bunch of successful black people, you think something's wrong? What is some drugs got passed by, something like that? This just drives me crazy. And then you say, no, Natalie, not right now. I don't care. Even though it is so inexpensive to clean up your credit report. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Do y'all know what my credit score is? I don't want to say it because I don't want to brag on it. But my credit score, I can't say it. I can walk in any place right now and get whatever I want to based off of the score. I ain't got to have not a dime, all right? You going to walk in there, okay, and they're going to say, well, we'll get you whatever you want to, but you're going to have to pay 21, 22, 25% on it because we're punishing you because you got a 420 FICO score. Not me. I walk in there, and they say, oh, Mr. Jones, good Lord. I said, what's wrong? We saw your FICO score. Mr. Jones, is there something we can get you? Can we get you some coffee? We'll serve it to you. We'll serve you the coffee, okay? Good Lord. What? Well, I said, now I got a negotiating power, okay? See, because this guy that just walked out of here, he's saying, hallelujah, I got this brand new car. You just raped him. That's that subprime mess. He was excited. He walked out of there with no money down, but he's paying $600 a month. And after 3 years, that car going to be upside down. He got 2 more years to pay on it. And he's paying 25% interest rate. He happy. That ain't happening to me. I better not walk out of here with no more than about 3.9%. Or I'm going up the street where this guy will give me 2.9% APR. And they said, no, Mr. Jones, please. You see, you wouldn't know that if you would just talk to Natalie Wade. I'm trying to tell y'all. And I ain't trying to, again, I do this to everybody. I don't just do this just because I know her and I want to boost up her. No, because I do it too. I teach people about how to boost their credit too. I make money. Okay, I could ask all 56 of y'all, hey, call me. I'm going to help you out. But I ain't no crab and this ain't no barrel. It's a whole lot of business out there for everybody. But what y'all doing? You crying because I got to pay this money to save my cable. You crazy. Y'all are crazy. I will give free advice. My ministry is the people. My product is the credit. See, it always, what she says, it allows me to save lives. See, Natalie Wade, you see what I'm saying? Y'all, I mean, now she just said, I give free advice. And guess what? Many of you still ain't going to contact her. And you know your credit is jacked up. You still won't do it. That's poverty. That's the spirit of poverty, and you will never, ever succeed, ever, with that kind of mentality. You can keep going to your church and asking pastor to lay hands on you, and you're going to hear him say, money comes to me now, and he's going to go home well off. You're going to go home to an impoverished environment because what you do, you wait for 11 o'clock on Sunday, and that's the only time you think that your investment is going to reap this big return. The only time you invest is on 11 o'clock on Sunday through tithes and offering. That's the only. I give in my church, so don't think that I'm against it. I give in my church. I love my church. My church doing a wonderful work, so I give. But I ain't no fool. That ain't the only place I give. I give Monday through Saturday. There's other investment things that I do to make sure that, wait a minute, y'all keep quoting, putting up something for your children's children. How you doing that? By just giving on Sunday morning. Your children gonna be born one day and say, where's mine? You can be like, well, just wait. Because God promised us this, and God is saying, wait a minute. I gave y'all Jesus Christ and he gave y'all parables. He talked about the talents. These are investment plans. The one that buried his is like y'all. These are investment plans. He said, be friends with be friends with those in the world, because when you're in trouble, the ones in the world going to bail you out. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. And all these investment and money and things like that, your children going to wake up and say, where's mine? You like, I've been giving for 30 years at 11 o'clock on a Sunday, and I know it's going to come, but you did do nothing in the natural at home. You did nothing, and you don't even know what a CD is. You think a CD is a disc that you play in your player. You don't even know what a certificate deposit is. You don't know. All you know about is the 401k, and the 401k really it's really a Ponzi scheme. Okay, I ain't telling y'all to get rid of it, but the 401k was never designed for you. Are you hearing me? The 401k was never, ever designed to help you. It was helped to design the person who created it, the executive, the government. It was not for you. You think it's for you because the company is matching you. Ooh, if y'all would just do your homework. You know nothing about the 528, 29 plans. You know nothing about Roth IRAs. You know nothing about money markets or annuities. You know nothing about even just insurance, health insurance, life insurance, whole and term, and gosh, you don't know nothing about that. You've been hearing it on these TV commercials and you doing nothing about it. And when your mama die, I've got to see a GoFundMe. My children's children. You just quoting that out of your mouth. And there's Natalie right there. There she is. She says, build up your credit. And then you ain't got to worry about them high points when you're trying to get that house, that mortgage. Okay? Here it is. Let me build this up for you. You build up your nest egg. And then when your children show up, they're going to say, ooh, thank you. I never seen a poor Rothschild. I never seen a poor Kennedy. I never seen a poor Bilderberg. I never seen a poor Ford. I never seen them. Never seen them. I never seen a poor Carnegie. I never met one. Never. But Pookie and Jones and Johnson, I see a whole lot of them poor folks. See what I'm saying? These Rothschilds and Kennedys are born with silver spoons. Why? Because they are the children's children that y'all keep quoting, but they're doing something about it. I done messed y'all up. Y'all upset with me. And again, y'all know my ministry, IDon'tCare.org, because we are a religious organization, all right? We're not a 501c3. We are me, see me, okay? IDon'tCare.org. That's my ministry. I don't give twodeadflies.com. That's the ministry below that. Twodeadflies.com. Above that is the blanket. That's the umbrella. IDon'tCare.org, okay? We don't give a two dead flies. And y'all, you can set up your 501c3s all you want to, but I keep telling you people who you're a part of, y'all running after the government for 501c3s, and y'all don't realize, you didn't read the fine print. The government owns you, all right? You are a ward of the state. That's what 501c3 is. Y'all said, oh, here you go. Well, I don't care, right? Because if you are a church, you automatically a non-for-profit. You don't have to set up your church as a 501c3. You don't. The government already recognized you as a non-for-profit. Yes. So then you do a 501c3. Then what happens? Spiritually, you're in error. Oh man, pastors don't like when I talk about this. They hate it. Because what happens is when you read, I want y'all to do that tonight. Read what 501c3, all of it. Read what it actually is. And when you get through reading it, you're going to be repenting to God. Because really, the church, the state is over the church. God is not the owner anymore. He's not the high priest anymore of the church. The state owns it. And you are a ward of the state when you are up under 501c3. You kick God out. You didn't know that? Well, go to my show. I did an in-depth study on it, and there it is. I know. I'm about to get cut. Pence. I know. Ashante, I think we might be dust in the wind because we be speaking and they don't be listening. They don't be listening. Thank you, Bridget Willis, IRAs, Roth, and trust accounts. Yes. Yes. Oh, boy. Yes, that's it. State versus church. That's it, Natalie. That's it. And I get the purpose why you do 501c3s because you want tax exemption, okay? You already got that. You're a church. You already got that. So you want that letter so that you can buy stuff without paying taxes. You are a church. You don't need that. Okay? So you want to raise money. That's what you want to do. You want to be able to raise money. You want organizations to give to you. You are recognized already. So you do your 501c all you want to, but the government at will can come in there and snatch it. Yeah, and they can appoint people to your board that have zero interest in your church. Old pastors ain't liking us right now, Shantae. You better run, baby. You better run. You and your husband need to come here. I built a bunker in the backyard, all right? It goes way, way, way down down there. Ira and Harvey and Katrina can't even touch it, all right? Let's go down there. I got food. I got greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes. It's all down there, all right? We need to, Forrest, run Forrest. I'm trying to tell you, you don't need a 501c3. You don't need it. But because you got it, I can't tell you to snatch it. That's y'all's thing, okay? There's a difference between a non-for-profit and a non-profit. All right? Why you to know this stuff? Because you got the cable TV on watching Basketball Wives or whatever else. Empire getting ready to do a new season starting in a few weeks, okay? I saw the commercial. Y'all going to be caught up into all this stuff that does not benefit you intellectually whatsoever. And then you're going to go in church and find out who got the best dance steps, all right? And the musician's going to do that little run thing, and the kids going to run up to the front and show their fancy footwork that they learned the night before, and then run back to the seats once the musician stopped. And then that's church for y'all. Monday through Saturday, you working on that job. Let me tell you, booming, at the chain gang, booming. Y'all just working hard on that job, okay? And collecting a 4 or 1K and thinking, I'm doing good. My 401K is good. Ooh, I got a 50-cent raise. Ooh, look at me. I'm doing good. I'm going to have this job forever. Ooh, man, God is blessing me. White folk laughing at you. Because when the hurricane came, the news said only 40% of the people down there had flood insurance. 40%. Did y'all hear me? And they didn't have 3 to 6 months saved just in case a catastrophe like that happened. They didn't. Them other folks says, oh, we good. They would say, American Airlines, please. Yes, a hurricane is coming. We want tickets for all 4 of us. You say that's $1,000 a piece? No problem. You take American Express Gold Platinum? Sure. At $4,000? Okay. At first class, that's $1,500. At $1,500? No problem. We're flying out tonight. Okay. Thank you. Mm-hmm. They go and board up their houses. It don't matter because they call Nationwide is on our side. Yeah. How's our policy doing? It's doing all right? We got flood insurance? Okay. Thank you, Nationwide. Bye-bye. Okay, boys, pack your bags. Let's go. They're in the air. They go to higher ground. The flood comes and wipe them out. They said, well, that's okay. You know, you win some, you lose some. Not you. Not you. You crying over God gonna curse you because you didn't give a portion of your offering of your paycheck this week. Now you're going to try to play catch up. Oh man, God's going to curse me. God's going to curse me. God's going to curse me. Why, baby? Why? I had to spend my tithe money on a light bill. He going to curse us. He going to curse us. What we going to do? Well, yeah, maybe next week you could add a 20% to that. Man, I'm going to have to. I said, oh my God. Lord have mercy, help my people. Help my people. God says you are worse than an infidel. How are you going to go into the house of God and try to rule anybody, but you can't rule at home? Your children don't hold you in gravity. You can't pay your bills, but you're going to be worried about God cursing you. And he says, give liberally, okay? Don't give in compulsion. Give because you love me, not because I'm going to destroy you. And I put my son on the cross, and he became a curse for you, and now you put him back up on the cross and curse the people, and you sitting there weeping and gnashing your teeth. I didn't pay my, oh, God's gonna curse me. And God says, I didn't say that. I didn't tell you that. I put my son on the cross for you. Pay that light bill. Stop taking your mama's insulin money and giving it to the church because you're afraid that the Almighty God's gonna curse you. I am righteously indignant. I can't take it no more, Demetri Pitts. Here's my license. You can have it. Call my bishop. Tell him he can have it. He can have it. It's over there. It's over there in my office, in my library. Take my license. Take my collar. Take my rope and bury it. Make sure you never give it back to me. I don't want it no more because I got to tell y'all the truth. You are dying and you want to die. You want to die. You want to be in bondage. Your children are suffering. There is no college plan for those kids. They got to keep getting freaking loans. Those kids going to owe $90,000 by the time they get out of college, and they're going to be in financial debt for almost forever, because some of them are going to go slip into where they can't pay them, and then they're going to slip into default because you didn't have a plan. When you got pregnant, when you knocked that woman up, man, I'm sorry, y'all. When you did that, you should have called your bank and said, 18 years from now, we going to need some money. Call Natalie Wade. Say, my FICO score is jacked up. Can you help me build this thing back up so when I do go down to the bank, they won't be charging me 19% on this money I'm getting ready to borrow? Why can't you do that? Why? There's people out there want to help you for free. They want to help you, man. They want to help you. So then you say, okay, I'm going to get a 529 plan, okay? I want to put some money away. Take 10, 20%. Pay myself the first hour of the first, you work 8 hours. You take that first hour of your paycheck that day and you put it away. You're supposed to take your first hour. So that means that you working 8 hours. You at work at 8 o'clock. From 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. You take that money right away and pay yourself. Every day, put it away. Watch how God does. Watch what he do for you. I'm trying to tell you what your discipline. You put that away. You call your bank and say, hey, 18 years from now, something about to go down. We about to give birth to a doctor. All right? That kid graduated from high school. I'm trying to tell you, when I went to get my license, when I went to take the test for my insurance license, that white woman was talking to us, and she said, let me tell you what I did for my daughter. I said, tell us, because I know it's going to be exciting and new. She said, let me tell you what I did. We said, yes, Miss White Teacher. She said, when I got pregnant, me and my husband started putting away money for college. We said, okay, tell us more, white woman. She says, yes. So then what happened was, my daughter, when she got of age to go to college, she kind of had different plans. Okay, so she did go to college, but we kind of waited. And then what she said, but what we did was we opened up a different kind of insurance on our house. Okay, there's different kind of insurance you can do, not just on yourself, but on your assets. And then here's what she said. She said, my daughter found a man. They got engaged and got married. She says, and at the wedding, me and my husband presented my daughter an envelope. And my daughter opened it up, and my daughter said, what is this? She says, that's your brand new house. And she said, my daughter just was weeping and crying. And she says, why don't you do this? She says, me and your daddy, years ago, we decided that we knew one day you was going to fall in love. And we didn't want our children to suffer the way we did. So we put some money away for home for our daughter. We put it in an insurance policy. Yeah. Oh, man, y'all upset with this. And she said, here you are. Because she knew her daughter they were going to be looking for a home. And she handed her this big old fat check. Here's your home. And I says, thank you, white lady, for telling us that. Thank you. I wanted to slap myself upside the face because I know I made some good money. For over 51 years I've been on this earth, but at least 25 of those years I made good money. And my son was 8 years old before I even decided to get life insurance. I said, Walter, you are a fool. You could have died at any time, and you wouldn't have been able to afford to bury yourself. You're a foolish man. I went right down there and said, please give me some insurance. Please, baby, please, baby, please, please. He said, okay, you want? Yes, I got kids, man. I had a great policy where after a couple of years, there was money sitting there and I needed some money for something. He said, Mr. Jones, you do realize you can borrow from this policy, right? I said, you can? He said, you black people, this is what my insurance man, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is what my insurance man said. He black. He said, you know you can borrow from your policy, right? I said, who does that? He said, you know what? Every time I say this to my black clients, I just get upset. That's what my insurance man said. He said, I get upset. He said, that's why these people, these white folk are getting over all this time. It ain't that they got a whole lot of money. They put money away in policies, okay? And then they pull from the policies, man. They got escrow in their homes and things like that. You don't even know what that is, all right? And then when they use that money, they use that money for something that can produce more money. And then what they do, they put that money back. Who would y'all do? Y'all get insurance policies on grandmama, on mama, and then you, a few years, you borrow money from that policy and you never put it back. Guess what? Mama died. You call the insurance company and said, MetLife, please. They said, yes. We checking on the policy. They said, what policy? The policy on Grandmama Burge. Grandmama Burge. Didn't you borrow money from Grandmama Burge about 5 years ago? I did. Well, that money ain't there. Well, how much is left? $5. How much did I borrow? Oh, well, remember that get ready quick scheme you had? Yeah. Well, you put it on the scheme. How'd that scheme go? Well, I'm still waiting on the Lord. Oh, well, I'm sorry. You gonna have to go do GoFundMe. Hello? Oh, I'm in trouble. I'll never preach in this town again. I'm going and hiding. Shantae, if you don't want to join me in the bunker, I'm going to be in there with my dog Iris alone. Your husband might want to come. I don't know. We, the people of the church, we want to take the church, God's people, out of lack so that we can go out and save the community, rebuild the neighborhoods with God's words in our hearts. Now that you're preaching this gospel, girl, I ain't got no money. I ain't trying to pay you nothing. I'm tired of you preaching on my show. Get your own show and evangelize the people. Getting on my nerve. And they don't buy a new outfit for every event. Oh, I'm screaming at y'all because I'm rightfully indignant. I lived in South Dakota and those folk looked like they were poor. I tell this story all the time because some of y'all are new to the Sir Walter Jones show. All right? I lived in South Dakota, and those people in South Dakota looked like they was poor folks. These white folks would be downtown in faded jeans and gym shoes and just a plain shirt with an old country cap on, okay? They get in a car that may cost about $18,000. That ain't no money to rich folk. I said, well, look at them. But I walk up and down the street with my 2- and 3-piece suit on, and I had the bling and the shiny shoes, and I was doing good. And I realized I was the poor man in town because I was bringing home about $35,000 maybe. They was bringing home millions, but they looked like they was bringing home about $15,000 a year. They looked like they was on public aid. Then I woke up because they invited me to their parties. They invited me to their house party. They said, you play the piano, right? I sure do. They said, come up to the house and play piano for us, and we'll pay you. We'll tip you real good. I said, okay. Hey, I don't miss out on no opportunity. And I drove up a winding road. I'm driving up this winding road, and I'm like, wow, what's up here? What place did they rent? And then I pulled up to this gate, this big old gate. Y'all seen Elvis Presley gate? And what's that town he live in Memphis? Okay, and that gate that does like that. Yeah, man. And I rang the bell, and and Igor said, you rang. I said, whoa. And the gate opened up mysteriously on his own accord. Okay. And then I drove up this winding road. Okay. And then I approached this building. This building must have been 10 stories tall and wide as a couple city blocks. I said, Lord have mercy. This is the biggest house I've ever seen in my life. Good Lord. And then my cell phone, I picked it up. I said, hey, I'm here. They said, what you doing down there? I said, I'm here in front of the house. I'm ringing the bell. They said, no, you ain't at the house. I said, what are you talking about? No, you ain't. They said, we see you from up the road. I said, well, what's this? The man said, that's our garage. I said, ah! Okay, I'll be up there. I promise you, that was their garage. Because the man who owned the house, the garage, was the one who he does this. Y'all ever heard of Barrett Jackson? When you turn on the TV and the guy, the people who are going okay, sold, okay. He refurbishes these race cars, okay, these big body cars, whatever you call these cars, okay, and he got them in that garage, so he needed a mile of garage for his cars. When I pulled up to his house, oh my God, that's when I realized I was the poorest man in town. That's y'all. Y'all dressed in the best attire. You got the biggest house and the best car. Yet, you're poor. You're poor up here. Number two, I discovered that even if you're making $100,000, but your expenses is $101, you're poor. You're poor. Huh? I can't hear y'all. What y'all say? Huh? It's silent. Did y'all hear what I say? You making $100,000, and I got friends who are making $100,000. I got nurse friends who are making $100,000 a year. You hear me? And they tell me this all the time. Walter, we don't know where our money's gone. They got the house. They got 2 cars, okay? They got kids, but the kids done mooshed off of them because their monies are tied up in their college funds. Their monies are tied up into the mortgage. The monies are tied up into the leases on the cars, okay? And insurance and maintenance and upkeep and things like that. So that $100,000 that they got is just like a guy who works at McDonald's. They're still poor. Why? Because the more you make, the more you spend. That's what you think you should do. How do the rich focus? They focus not so much on how much money that they spend, they focus on how much money they can keep. That's why you just look at some rich folk and you say, they stingy because they focus on how much they can keep. Because how much they can keep, they can reinvest it back into the business or themselves. Not us. It's August, it's September right now, and some of y'all's tax check in February is already gone. Oh, you're killing me with the computer sound effect, Toya Barnes. I'm sorry, Toya. I'm sorry. You know you're one of the greatest lawyers I know, because the way you broke up that little show yesterday was amazing. God, I thank you for your blessings. I thank you for your power. I thank you for your strength. I thank you for your anointing. And I thank you for the people of God who are watching here. I thank you, oh God, for giving us the wisdom to understand. We have eyes and we're able to see. We got hands, we're able to do things. You gave us the power to do this. You gave us a brain, God. You gave us the ability to think and reason and to make money and to build our communities, to invest and to rear our children. Thank you for the ability. We thank you. But I bind Satan and his imps and the influence that he have over the minds of my people. Spiritually, they are poor, God. Help them to come out of this poverty. Raise up teachers. These men and women who are watching right here, give them the boldness to reach out. Each one, teach one. We are. I am, because we are. Those are the ones who are watching here, who are the ones who are going out there and saving one child at a time. I pray for the family of this young lady who died, Jenkins. I pray for her family. I pray for the sanity of her mother, of her sister, of her brother. And those who are out there on the street, give them wisdom and teach them how to be patient and watch for the truth. And then respond to the truth. My city is under attack spiritually, demonically. So we bind the devil in this city and we cast him out of this city. Help us, God. We shall be helped. We love you and we will continue to give your name the praise. In Jesus' name I pray. Everybody say amen, amen, and amen. Hit the share button if you like. If you don't want to, the word gonna get out regardless. YouTube, go ahead. Hit the subscribe button. Y'all know I love you. I love you, and I do. We're saying here, somebody said, enjoy the word tonight. Thank you, Toya. Toya, thank you. I appreciate you. I miss you, girl. I ain't seen you in years. Me and your family got to go out. Tell your family that it's y'all's treat. We're saying here, Natalie says that a message will be downloaded, amen, to the people that want to move forward for protection from seen and unseen danger, that we are raised as one. Yes, to fulfill our God-driven, oh yeah, that's good stuff. That the evils of the world go Ooh, Natalie. That's good. You and I need to have a cup of coffee or something, and tea or something like that, because that's a blessing. Just to be among the saints here is just amazing. All these people that I see here, full of grace and full of love, and these people who I like to hang around because they got great ideas. Their imagination is vast, and they are always trying to see how they can enhance people's lives. The ones who are watching here, this Rose Taylor, I'm trying to tell you, I know these people. Carolyn McIntyre, who goes after the singles. She's always inspiring the singles and making sure that they are doing right. Ask me how I know. Jacqueline Smith is here. Man, I'm telling you, these are amazing people of God. Even my mom, Evelyn Jones, is here. I see you, Mama. I see you, Mama. I'm hoping you're proud of your son. I see you. All right. Okay, let me go. No romance in the park tonight. I think I done enough. This is my second show today. We did Bible study at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Now I'm tired. I'm going to drink something cold, and I'm going to turn on the news and continue to watch, because you won't watch it, so I'll watch it for you, and I'll report for you until you get it right. All right? I love you guys. Peace. Y'all still here? Oh, I got to hit this button. Bye now.